Hi you guys, how is everyone doing? I am sitting down today and filming basically just like the get ready with me. I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about some of my favorite products that I've been loving recently. To be honest, this is the third time I've tried to film a video this week. If my battery wasn't dying, then the makeup was going horribly wrong, or my SD card was full, like nothing was working. So fingers crossed, third time's a charm, right? That you guys actually get to watch this video. Also, if you're not subscribed here, don't forget that once this channel reaches 5,000 subscribers, I'm holding up 10, but you know what I mean, 5,000 subscribers, I'm gonna be doing a huge giveaway. So subscribe so that you don't miss out on a chance to win. And with that, let's get right into it. I have not been being kind to my skin this week, and I don't know why. I am kind of out of my normal routine this week. I think because the weather's been really gray, but it is almost 5 o'clock and I have not even put on moisturizer today. So starting with clean moisturized skin, and then we're gonna jump into primer. I've been a little high maintenance with primers. I think I spent a lot of my beginning time getting into makeup just like hating on primers, not wanting anything to do with it. And now my primer collection has like tripled in size and I'm double priming every day, which is super extra. You do not need to do that, but I kind of got a routine down, and I have some primers that do similar things that I just want to talk about. But we're gonna start with this. This is the Tatcha Luminous Silk. Nope. This is the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas. I don't know why, but every time I talk about this, I call it the wrong thing. I really like this primer. A little bit goes a long way. I use like just under a full pump. And then I really like blending it in with the little baby blendables. I just think these do such a good job of like buffing in the product. So another primer that I am really liking that is very similar is this one from Too Faced. This is new. This is their Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. So this is more of like those whipped silicone-y primers. So this is actually cooling and it does a really good job filling in my pores. I really like this primer, and I kind of have just been switching between these two because they're pretty similar. Although if I had to pick, I honestly think I kind of like this one more, but this is so lightweight. It just kind of depends on what you're looking for, but both of these are really nice and I would highly recommend. Moving on to our third primer. This is sort of a primer and more of just like a beginning step. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I have the shade Fair. This is basically like a liquid illuminator. And I just like kind of applying this anywhere that I would highlight or I kind of want to brighten up the skin. And it just adds like a really nice glow to your skin underneath your foundation. You can really apply this with anything, but I like the Blendiful for this as well. And to be honest, this stuff is so pretty just on its own. Like if you can see just like the little bit of glow it gives, but it's really not intense. It's really pretty. I'm really happy I picked that up because I wasn't really sure if I was gonna like it, but it does exactly what I thought it would, and I really like it. Okay, now we're gonna do a little bit of pre-sculpting and highlighting before we get into the foundation. I like to do this first because even though it's more makeup and maybe a little more steps, you can ultimately wear less foundation because you've already applied a lot of coverage and you're doing the work with other products. So I'm using the Huda Beauty Tantour. I know I talk about this in like every other video, but I don't know, you guys, I tried that Tarte bronzer. I haven't been able to try it again because I really didn't like it the first time as much as I like this one. But if you guys have another cream contour or bronzer that you just like love, let me know and I will try it and I'll see if it compares. Especially if you are someone who self-tans, this is very helpful between blending like the body and the neck. We all know that is something I struggle with. So just things to think about. Okay, and then the next thing we are going to do is a little bit of highlighting, but this is a matte highlight. So this is actually the Jouer Essential High Coverage Concealer Pen. I got this in my Sephora VIB haul, but to be honest, I really didn't like it as a concealer. What I do like it as, well, I didn't like it as an under eye concealer. It's a great spot concealer, and I kind of like it to start and add a little more coverage to the areas that I know will need it, and then I can use a lighter foundation. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'll be honest, even though this is a favorites video, that concealer is not necessarily my favorite, but I have it and it's my favorite for doing that kind of method. Like, I like using it that way, and it's kind of a thing where like I have it, so I'm making it work and I'm using it, but it's not like a favorite, like all time you have to have it. I don't know if that made sense, but just to clarify, I like it that way. What am I even trying to say? I like it for that purpose, but I mean, like, that step's not super necessary, and like if I didn't have it, I would survive. Let's do foundation. So this is the foundation that I've kind of been living in / going back to. I've been trying a lot of different foundations, but this one is like basically like my control, like it never fails me. This is the Revlon Candid Glow Photo Ready Foundation. I have the shade 110. And it's just really pretty. It's light but buildable, it's natural looking, it's just great. I was actually talking to one of my friends the other day, and just out of the blue she was like, oh, by the way, that foundation you were talking about, I ordered it and I'm obsessed with it. And she was talking about this one. So it's not just me that loves this one. So if you can tell, this foundation just has like a really like light natural coverage, but it does even out your skin tone. So I really like it. It's really good. Whenever I go back into the office, I imagine like this is going to be my go-to because it's just really fast and it looks good all the time. Alright, you guys know that I don't necessarily have like a new favorite eyeshadow palette, so I'm just going to quickly do an eye look, but I do want to give an honorable mention to this. This is not new, but I always come back to this palette. It's just a really good, affordable option. This is the So Jaded palette by Kathleen Lights and ColourPop. If you don't watch Kathleen's videos, you should. She's really cool and she's been on YouTube for a long time. I really like them, but also ColourPop does great eyeshadows, and this palette has a lot of options. It's really pretty. There's a lot of different formulas, so this is great for someone who just wants like a good palette that they can do a ton with. I love recommending stuff like that to you guys because it feels like a better investment in your collection when it's not just one type of palette, but you can do a lot with this. Also, it's big, but it's thin, so like I've traveled with this many times and it doesn't take up too much space, so it's a great option for just like any and all the time. One eye favorite I do have before I do the eyeshadow is this, which I also talk about all the time. This is the MAC Painterly Paint Pot, and I just use this as my eye primer. A little trick on the eyeshadow, you guys have probably seen and heard this before, but if you want a little more metallic, or like this that I put on my inner corners is a duochrome shadow, so just use a little bit of setting spray to wet it and it will transform the shadow. I really like this eyeshadow look. I never do anything like cool tone and purpley, so this is kind of fun. I'm just gonna take a little bit of the shade Diamond, which is like a glittery top coat, and just press that all over the lid. It's just so pretty. It's my favorite. It might be my favorite eyeshadow ever. We are gonna move on to brows before I forget. This is the Brow Gal. This is the shade Brown Hair 02. This is like the only brow product that I ever use, and it's just a tinted brow gel. It's really, really good. To be honest, I could probably go in a shade lighter, but this came in my Allure box, so I didn't get to pick the shade, and I really like it. But now that I know I like tinted brow gels, I'll probably explore them a little bit more, and I don't know, like I'd probably go a shade down, but my brows are normally darker than the rest of my hair anyway, so it's not a huge deal. I'm gonna use this one from Hourglass. I've really been liking it. I've kind of been going back and forth on concealers. I don't have like an overall favorite, but I think if I had to pick, this one would be my overall favorite. It's also the best shade match that I have for myself right now. For whatever reason, I'm just really bad at shade matching concealer. Like foundation, I have no problem, but concealer, I either go way too dark or way too light. Like, tell me if that happens to you too. And then to set, I'm gonna take the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder. I was really, really into this for a while and I kind of stopped using it, so I just figured why not go back to it, because I know I really like it. And I'm gonna apply with the little Tati Beauty Blendiful. We're doing just like the littlest bit of light baking, and I'm gonna dust it off here in a second. Okay, I wanna do a couple more things to my eyes. I'm gonna bring a little color underneath, and I forgot about this project, but I was product. I forgot about this product, but I've been obsessed with it. This is the Marc Jacobs Moonstone Sequins Glam Glitter Liquid Eyeshadow, and I'm gonna apply just a little bit of this onto the lids as well. So we're gonna be like very glam today, because why not? So if you guys can see what I did on the eyes, this doesn't really cover up or change the color at all. It just adds like a little bit more light to the lid. It just adds like a little more glitter. Really, really pretty for going out, but I also like this on the lid by itself, just for everyday wear. All right, we are on to a very exciting step. This is a new discovery for me, but something that pretty much changed the game. This is the Velour Lash and Go Eyeliner and Lash Adhesive Hybrid. So I just recently posted a video trying this for the first time. I'll link it in the description or somewhere for you to watch. If you haven't seen it, because it's really cool, this stuff actually works. And it was like, it was so easy. I don't know, I just really liked it, so I'm gonna give it another try today, make sure like my first application wasn't just a fluke, and apply a little wing liner and falsies, because that sounds really fun. And I don't know, I just thought this was such a game-changing product that it immediately became a favorite, because if this continues to work for me, like, it just made lashes and liners so much easier. We do need a little bit of mascara on the bottom lashes, and for that I'm going to use this one from Honest Beauty. I've been loving this. I've actually been loving it and the Gucci mascara, but I specifically prefer this wand for lower lashes, so that's why I'm using it today, but just know that I love this one too. They're very similar. This one is half the price, so that's also part of the reason I'm using it. I think more people will probably appreciate a $14 mascara as opposed to a $35 mascara. Okay, now we need some bronzer, blush, and highlight. Let's see, I don't know what I want to use. I know what bronzer I want to use because this is the bronzer I've been obsessed with over the past couple months. You guys know because I really haven't been using anything else here on Instagram, on my Like to Know It. I keep linking this. Like, I really, really like this. I feel like Stark matte bronzers have really been super popular for the last couple years, and it's kind of been like weird to use a shimmery bronzer, but I forgot how much I like really enjoy shimmery bronzers. I much prefer a bronzer that has a little bit of a sheen, and you guys can see like it's not much, but it just has a little something to it, and especially if your skin can tend to get a little dry or anything like that, having a little shimmer is not a bad thing. It will just add a little more movement to your face. So I love this bronzer. Okay, now we're gonna do blush and highlight. I'm literally the worst. I always press record before I grab my brushes, and then I like have to get all in the camera's face trying to reach and grab my brushes. I need to plan better, but that's okay. So blush first. This is an oldie but a goodie. It's really not that old, but something I haven't talked about in a minute, but I still freaking love this palette. This is the Urban Decay Naked Cherry Highlight and Blush Palette. And to be honest, I love the whole thing, not just the blush. The highlighters, I love mixing these together. They're so gorgeous. But I'm just gonna use the blush today. It's just really subtle, and this like deep color pairs really nicely with the eyes that I have going, so that's what we're going for. And then for highlights, I've been obsessed with this one by Ofra. This is the highlighter in Everglow, and it's one of the Nikkie Tutorial collabs. It's like a trio highlighter, and I really specifically like this shade, but sometimes I dip into more of the like, what would you call that? That one's a little more champagne-y, I guess. It's a little deeper, but this shade's actually too deep for me on its own, so I mostly go into the more icy shade. So this is what I kind of was talking about earlier when I was like, I do those pre-sculpting stages so that I can use a lighter foundation and still have a good amount of natural coverage. Like, this is sort of a full glam face of makeup, but I didn't have to wear a heavy, high coverage foundation. I just sort of blended everything together and made one nice layer. And I really prefer this for glam makeup recently, like, especially because I'm not going anywhere with this. This still gives you that effect. It looks really nice, but it's so comfortable to wear. Even, I seriously love that Lash and Go liner. Like, I don't even feel like I have false lashes on, and that never happens to me, so that's really big. It's so comfortable. Like, this makeup feels like nothing, and like it definitely doesn't look like nothing. Like, we're definitely on the more extra side of a makeup routine right now, so that's pretty cool. Okay, I sort of cheated on the lips and I did a swatch because I did not know what color I wanted to wear. I don't have like a favorite lipstick right now because, like, honestly, I haven't been wearing anything on my lips. It's just like, who needs it? But I do like this. This is by IT Cosmetics. This is one of their new cream, like, pillow cushion lipsticks. This one's in the shade Wistful. And it's like this really deep nudie, it's sort of terracotta, but it also comes off like a little plummy on the lips. It's really pretty. I don't know why I try and put on lipstick without lining my lips, but here we are. This color is really, really pretty, and these lipsticks are like a little bit minty. Not like, it's not the stingy kind of minty, it's not really plumping, but they do have just like a little bit of that minty scent and flavor, so I really like that. They have a ton of colors. So they have this cream formula, and then they also have a matte formula, so whatever you're into, they got. Guys, this is the final look. This is the most glam I have been in weeks, and boy does it feel good. Like, I have not had fun filming and playing with makeup in a while, so this was very much needed just for like myself. Ugh, so fun. I really like how this turned out. I wanted to do something different on the eyes. I've been doing warm tones for weeks and I'm over it, and this like purpley cool tone look is awesome. I think it's really pretty and it's not very hard. You could totally do this at home. So as always, everything that I used in this video will be linked down below, so you can pick up anything if you want to try this. If you do recreate this look or try it, tag me on Instagram because I would love to see like your variations of it and stuff like that. I don't really have much to say in this outro. Normally my outros go on forever because I review every single product and give you a rundown, but I don't need to do that in this video because I know I love all these products. So that's it for me, you guys. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. Like I said in the beginning of the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, especially if you want to be a part of the giveaway. That's it for me. I will see you again very soon.